Greetings, wizards! Today we're diving deep into the world of Skyrim to uncover the most overpowered unique armors in every single category. From helmets to boots, amulets to rings, I will reveal the hidden gems that will transform you into an unstoppable force. So whether you're a seasoned veteran or a new player, you'll discover some powerful options for your next playthrough. With that said, let's begin. Clothes. Now when I say clothes, I'm talking about the part that covers your torso and makes you look like you raided your grandmother's closet. My wizard's attire is an exception to this statement, so relax. But since nearly every unique robe in the game is rocking some crazy enchantment, the other clothing types barely stand a chance. Nevertheless, when it comes to the undisputed champion of clothes, there can only be one, after mine of course. The Archmage's robes. Now visually, I'm not the biggest fan. It kinda looks like someone said, hey, I have this old rug that's been sitting in my basement since the first era, gathering dust bunnies and the lingering scent of mammoth cheese. Let's cut a hole in it, slap some sleeves on it, and call it high fashion. But trust me, this is one rug you'll actually want to wear. Why? Because the Archmage's robes come with some insanely powerful enchantments that'll make you the envy of every mage in Skyrim. First up, you get a whopping 15% reduction in the magicka cost of all spells. So you can cast more fireballs, sling more buckets, and conjure more Dremora Lords. On top of that, you also get 50 extra points of magicka, giving you an even bigger pool of magical energy to work with. And if that wasn't enough to make you ditch your heavy armor and embrace the comfy life, these robes offer 100% magicka regeneration. So even if you do manage to exhaust your magical reserves in an epic duel against a dragon priest, your magicka bar will refill at an incredible speed. Combine these robes with Morokai, Savos Aren's amulet, the Ring of Erudite, and the Apprentice Stone, and you'll be like a magical machine gun, spraying spells everywhere. So, if you're looking to become a magical powerhouse in Skyrim, make sure you robe yourself in the Archmage's attire. You'll be spellbound by its power. Handwear. Now let's address the elephant in the room, lockpicking enchantments. In a word, trash. I mean, why bother when lockpicking in Skyrim is already a piece of cake? Especially if you've got the skeleton key, you're basically the keymaster of Tamriel. So anyone rocking lockpicking gloves, you must be rustier than a dwarven centurion's armpit. So what should you be enchanting your gloves with? Well, the best choice really comes down to your personal playstyle. If you're a stealth archer raining down arrows from the shadows, the gauntlets of the old gods are your go-to. On the other hand, if you prefer to knock out your enemies like Mike Tyson in his prime, then the gloves of the pugilist are the perfect fit. Of course, there are plenty of other options out there for mages, two-handed warriors, and everyone in between. But if I had to pick one glove to rule them all, it would have to be the Nightingale gloves. Why? Well, the most iconic weapon in Skyrim has got to be the good old-fashioned sword. And the Nightingale gloves just happen to give you the biggest boost to one-handed damage in the entire game. Plus, they look badass, have a decent armor rating that you can improve at a workbench, and even offer a little lockpicking boost on the side, just in case you need it. So, with the right pair of gloves, you'll be able to handle any situation Skyrim throws at you. No key required. Footwear. When it comes to pure armor rating, nothing beats Azidal's boots of water walking. As the name suggests, these bad boys let you walk on water, like you're some kind of Nordic Jesus. And who doesn't want to stroll across the sea of ghosts like a badass? Yeah, it's cool for about 5 minutes, but after you've impressed the local mud crabs, what's the point? Unless you're really into avoiding slaughterfish. Those things are jerks, to be fair. So next up was the Deathbrand boots. Extra carrying capacity, don't mind if I do. But there's a catch. You need the full Deathbrand set to get the full bonus. Come on, Bethesda, let me mix and match my magical swag. Some boots offer fortified pickpocketing, which is great if you're into that whole sticky fingers thing. But me, I prefer the save scum method. Fail to steal that sweet roll?
By order of the Jarl, stop right there.
No problem, just reload and try again. It's like Groundhog Day for thieves, but with less Bill Murray and more stolen trinkets. That leaves us with one main contender, boots with the muffle enchantment. And the best of the best is the ancient shrouded boots. These beauties offer the highest armor rating among all muffled boots, making them the perfect choice for sneaky characters. So ultimately, the best boots in Skyrim are a matter of soul preference. But for me, the ancient shrouded boots sneak their way to the top. Circlets. Out of the 4 unique circlets in Skyrim, one reigns supreme, the wedding wreath. Just messing with you, it's the ethereal crown, of course. Why? Well, for starters, it's a visual masterpiece, crafted from flawless sapphires, dwarven metal, and gold. So you look like the ruler of Skyrim, even if you're just ruling over a pile of cheese wheels in your breeze home. But the real magic, my friends, lies in its enchantment. This bad boy lets you channel your inner multitasker by holding onto the power of your previous standing stone. So it's like having your cake and eating it too, with a side of extra cake. And yes, my fellow min-maxers, these effects stack. That means extra XP, extra wizardry, extra everything, including those lovely rest bonuses. So, treat your spouse to a romantic evening in your cozy shack, and you'll be waking up with more than just a smile on your face, if you catch my drift. But hold on to your horses, because it gets much crazier than this. With a few clever exploits, you can activate all standing stones at once, use the ritual stone infinitely to have your own 24/7 undead rave, and even wear certain helmets on top for extra armor. Now that's fashion and function, baby. So go forth and seize the ethereal crown. It's a game changer, and with it, your character builds will truly be crowned achievements. Hoods. Okay, I almost skipped hoods entirely, because they were all just, hoods. But then I remembered some real winners, like the Blackguard's hood, the fancy Guildmaster's hood, the incognito Nightingale hood, and then this thing. Now I know what you're thinking. That's not a hood, you absolute buffoon. And you'd be right, but for the sake of this video, Cicero's hat is a goddamn hood, alright? And interestingly, this ridiculous jester's hat actually boasts the highest percentage fortification of any hood in the game, tied with the much more sensible ancient shrouded cowl. So, the ultimate question is, do you want to be a sneaky boy or a deadly boy? It's a tough choice, but personally, I'm gonna have to go with the ancient shrouded cowl, because I'd be a clown if I didn't. Sure, sneaking is great, especially for all you sneaky stealth archers out there, but that extra archery boost, it'll make a huge difference whether you're sneaking or not. Plus, with the ancient shrouded cowl, you're basically a one-shot wonder. So there's rarely a need for follow-up shots that might, alert everyone and their mother to your presence. And let's not forget the added bonus of actual armor and upgrade potential. Take that, Cicero's flimsy hat. So while the sneaking bonus is tempting, I'm not going to hoodwink myself. The ancient shrouded cowl's archery boost is the clear winner. Target acquired. Helmets. Now, when it comes to helmets, we have both light and heavy armor variants, but to keep things streamlined, we're going to combine them in a head-to-head. The first contender that popped into my head was the Deathbrand helm. It looks badass, comes with water breathing, and has a whopping 100 armor bonus, making it an absolute beast. But the thing is, you need to wear the full Deathbrand set to get that bonus. That's like buying a Ferrari and only being allowed to drive it in your garage. So fashion over function? Not for this ranking. Next contender, the Mask of Clavicus Vile. I mean, who doesn't love a good Daedric deal? This creepy looking mask has got decent armor, But the enchantment? Fortify barter and speechcraft? Please. Gold grows on trees in Skyrim, and those persuasion checks rarely make or break a quest. So sorry Clavicus, your mask is getting tossed back into the oblivion it crawled out of. So who's our champion? Enter the Visage of Mazund. Yeah, I know. At first glance you might think, oh, it's just another boring dwarven helmet. But don't let its humble appearance fool you, my friend. This thing boasts the second highest based armor rating of any headgear in the game, right up there with Conoric, and can be upgraded. Plus, unlike some other helmets, there's no need to wear a matching tracksuit to get its full effect. So you can mix and match all you want. Now speaking of its effects, the Visage of Mazund pumps up your stamina by a whopping 60 points. That means more sprinting, more power attacking, and more blocking, making you a formidable warrior in close combat. And the best part, the Breath of Nuchuak. This enchantment lets you unleash your inner dwarven centurion, blasting enemies with a face full of steam. Have some of this, you Draugr scum. Sure, it might not pack the same punch as a full-blown centurion, but hey, it's a helmet that actually has offense. And that's gotta count for something, right? You can even use it underwater to give those pesky slaughterfish a hot tub experience they won't soon forget. So, the Visage of Mazund is a breath of fresh air, and it's the perfect choice for anyone looking to steamroll their competition. Dragon Priest Masks. These ancient relics are not just visually striking, but they also boast some of the most potent enchantments in the game. And my opinion hasn't changed since my last ranking. The king still reigns supreme, and his name is Conoric. I mean, just look at this thing. The tusks, fierce. That black hood with the gold trim, very sexy. It's like the Dragon Priest equivalent of a king, with a really bad overbite. But it's not just about the looks. Conoric boasts the second highest based armor rating of any headgear in the game, beaten only by Miraak, which, let's face it, has a very disappointing enchantment indeed. Like seriously, Miraak? You conquer dragons and absorb their souls, and the best you can come up with is a bit of extra magicka? Was there a sale at the College of Winterhold or something? Sheesh. But Conoric's enchantment, now that's game-changing. When equipped, Conoric allows you to trigger a powerful effect when your health drops below 15%. This effect unleashes an explosion that knocks back enemies, grants you a flame cloak for 12 seconds, and heals you and your buddies instantly for 200 points. So the mask can straight up save your ass, and since you can trigger its effect repeatedly, it can save your ass multiple times in a single fight. It's like having your own personal undead paramedic strapped to your face. Now combine all that with a hefty health pool and some decent damage resistance, and you've got a recipe for near immortality. You'll be bouncing back from low health so often that death itself will just give up on you. And the fun doesn't stop there, because in addition to everything else, Conoric has a chance to summon a spectral dragon priest to the party. And this guy has a wide range of spells, can reanimate corpses, and even summon a storm Atronach. So you've got explosions, fire, healing, and undead backup? I don't think it gets much better than that. Oh wait, it does. You can upgrade this thing too. So if you want to truly conquer Skyrim, don't mask the effort. Go find Conoric. Cuirasses. The quintessential armor of a warrior. Skyrim offers both light and heavy armor cuirasses, and just like the helmets, we're going to sift through the lot to find the absolute best. But fear not, my friends, I have already done the heavy lifting. Now initially, I was drawn to Azidel's armor of Retribution. It boasts a respectable armor rating, and even has a chance to paralyze any foe foolish enough to invade your personal space. So it sounds amazing, right? Except it's only a 5% chance. 5%? You've got a better chance of finding a sober Khajiit than triggering this enchantment. And to add insult to injury, this paralysis only works on melee attackers. So while your average bandit's busy twitching on the floor, mages and archers are free to turn you into a pincushion. Plus, let's be honest, the ancient Nord armor design, it's about as fashionable as a potato sack. We deserve better, people. Ooh, and speaking of doing better, if you're looking for the most stylish armor sets in Skyrim, be sure to check out my light and heavy armor ranking videos linked in the description. It's just below the like and subscribe button, come to think of it, and what a coincidence that is. But back to the ultimate cuirass. The one that truly reigns supreme in my book is the Ebony Mail. This beauty not only boasts a higher base armor rating than Azidal's, but is also the lightest heavy armor cuirass, boasting the best defense to weight ratio in the entire game. So you get maximum protection without sacrificing your ability to loot every single cheese wheel in existence. How Gouda is that? But the real magic of the Ebony Mail lies in its enchantment. This thing basically turns you into a sneaking, talking, poison-farting ninja. You'll be shrouded in a constant cloak of muffle and poison, making it ideal for creeping up on your unsuspecting enemies. And if they happen to get too close for comfort, boom, 5 points of poison damage per second right to the face. It's like giving them a deadly hug they won't soon forget. So, to put it short, the Ebony Mail delivers. Oh, and it can also be upgraded. Amulets. Amulets and rings are not really armor, are they? They're jewelry. And I would agree with you until I found out that some amulets actually have an armor rating. Yeah, so in the spirit of min-maxing our way to godhood, we're gonna check them out. First up, we have the Amulet of Articulation. This baby guarantees you'll win every argument in the game, even if your speech skills are about as smooth as a dragon's backside. So it sounds great, except in Skyrim, most problems can be solved with a healthy dose of violence or a well-placed lockpick. Still, having the gift of the gab is handy, so keep it in your back pocket for those really tough negotiations. Next up, we have the Locket of St. Georb. Essential for anyone who suffers from chronic "I might need this lateritis." You know who you are. But much like the Amulet of Articulation, there's no need to wear it permanently. Instead, just equip it when you're feeling the burden of all that sweet, sweet loot. Now, for all of you aspiring necromancers out there, feast your eyes on the Necromancer's Amulet. This spooky piece of jewelry boosts your magical pool and conjuration spells, letting you raise an army of dead to throw the best graveyard raves in Tamriel. Just try to keep the noise down, wouldn't want to wake the neighbors, or the vigilance of Stendar for that matter. Oh, and fair warning, this amulet also makes you regenerate health and stamina slower than a mammoth horse. So unless you enjoy the thrill of living life on the edge of death, maybe give this one a miss. Finally, that leaves us with the champion, the king of the bling, the Golda Amulet. This bad boy provides a balanced boost to your magicka, health, and stamina, making it the perfect accessory for any occasion. Whether you're a battle-hardened warrior, a master mage, or a stealth archer who enjoys the occasionally necromantic side hustle, this amulet has got you covered. So overall, the best amulet for you will depend on your playstyle, but I think we can all agree that the Golda Amulet is the gold standard. Rings. Just like your grandma's jewelry box, Skyrim is overflowing with rings of all shapes and sizes, each with the potential to turn you from a lowly peasant to a god amongst mortals. And for all of you aspiring wizards out there who fancy yourself the next Gandalf, let me introduce you to the Ring of Erudite. This beauty not only fortifies your magicka by 100 points, but it also supercharges your magicka regeneration. So say goodbye to those awkward moments where you're stuck waving your hands around like a fool, desperately trying to conjure a simple spark. With this ring, you'll be throwing fireballs like they're going out of fashion. But what about warriors who prefer a more unconventional approach to combat? Well, my friend, say hello to the Ring of Namira. This ring increases your stamina by 50 points, which is nice. But the real fun begins after you've, shall we say, disposed of your enemies. Yep, this ring turns you into a lean, mean corpse munching machine, allowing you to chow down on your enemies for a hefty health boost. Yeah, maybe don't tell anyone about it, as people tend to get a bit judgy about that sort of thing. But let's be real, if you want to truly break the game and become the ultimate apex predator, there's only one ring to rule them all, the Ring of Hircine. Now, werewolves are already overpowered as heck, with their crazy speed, strength, and regenerative abilities. But this ring, it lets you transform into a werewolf as much as you want. So you'll be tearing through your enemies like a toddler through a birthday cake. It's a power that truly breaks the game, and it's definitely worth seeking out if you want to dominate the world. Just try not to scare the chickens, that might cause a few problems. Shields. There are a lot of great shields to choose from in Skyrim, but none of them can compare to the sheer power and versatility of Spellbreaker.
Your shield. Dwarf make, is it not? But yet it seems so much more.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what this guard's smoking, because to me it kinda looks like a primary school art project. But hey, who needs intimidation when you've got pure, unadulterated power? Spellbreaker's got the highest base armor rating of any shield in the entire game. That's right, even higher than those edgy Daedric shields. So while you might not strike fear into the hearts of your enemies, at least you'll be bouncing arrows, swords, and the occasional rabid skeever like a boss. But Spellbreaker isn't just a glorified frying pan, it's also a mage's worst nightmare. When you block, it conjures up a magical ward that says nope to any incoming spells. Fireballs? Ice spikes? Nope. 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 Just raise your shield, stroll casually towards those panicky mages, and watch their jaws drop as their spells fizzle out like cheap fireworks. It's so ridiculously overpowered that it can even deflect a Dragon Breath's attack without even flinching. So if you're tired of being a mage's punching bag, grab yourself Spellbreaker. It's the only shield that can guarantee you'll never have a bad spell. So there you have it, wizards, the most overpowered unique armors in Skyrim from every category. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more top-notch Skyrim content. Thanks for watching, wizards, for this has been the Welsh Wizard, and I shall see you all in the next one.